It's important to connect to yourself daily, to wake up your inner being, to become one with the Most High and your inner self, to set positive intentions for today, to address the trauma that lies within you, to open your heart to new possibilities, and to reach your highest potential. Every day is a journey, so it's important to start from the positive and intentional place. Love and light.
Peace and love, family. Peace and love. I hope that I am finding you all in an amazing place. If you're not there, I hope that you're listening to your mind, your body, and your spirit. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's been about maybe 8-9 days since the last videos. So I have been in a great space. Let me tell you about this. I am on day 6 of a raw vegan fast, my husband and I, and it's going better than what I thought. It had me getting in the kitchen, doing different things, not just relying on salads and fruit smoothies and things like that. So I have found a few good dishes that I would like to incorporate here on and after. So I feel great. I have not felt like I've been lacking anything. It was one day where I did kind of feel tired, but I am such a carb person. Like, I love pasta, rice, and things like that. So when I've been putting those things to the side, I had to get creative on how to, get that energy into my system. So that has been going well. Tomorrow at 6, we will introduce hot meals, cooked foods back into our diet. And I fast often, and that is my way of getting close to God, especially during times like now where we're in the process of transitioning from Washington to Tennessee. And there's nothing wrong with sacrificing something, and I feel like most of us should get, not most of us, I would like to hope and pray that all people get to a point of fasting and, praying just to gain the connection to God, connecting your spirit with His, all right? Or connecting your spirit with God, however you see God to be in your life, So, yes, that has been my thing. Being that my family and I, we operate totally off of faith and totally by the guidance of God. Sometimes you need to quiet the noise around you to be able to hear what the next move is, be able to see, feel, hear, use your senses, your godly senses to connect with God, to see what's up, see what's next, what's going on, what's good, God, So that is what I've been doing. And also, I still got my 20% off sale going on to the end of this month, which is a couple of more days. So be sure to check out my website, www.journeyofabutterfly.net, www.journeyofabutterfly.net. Hold on, I dropped something. Okay, so I don't really have much to talk about. I wanted to get on here and shine my light. It has been hot here. I know I'm rambling, but it's been hot here in Washington, and most of these homes do not have AC. Okay, so we've been getting out the house. Yesterday we went to the ocean, ocean shores, and so it was about 90 something here, and we drove an hour and a half out, and it was like 66 degrees there. So today it's gonna be the same. So we're gonna just go out. We're gonna go to the mall, go to a couple baby stores, and get the baby some more clothes because he's getting big. He's 3 months now. But anyway, I had this on me for a couple of days about being in your season of just cheering for yourself. And it's not really much to it, but along your journey, as you begin to find who you are within you and get comfortable and find the confidence in being the person who you are destined to be, not the person who you were groomed to be, you might find yourself in a season of just cheering for yourself. You might find yourself in a season where nobody understands you, nobody sees your vision, which is understandable. But to find confidence in being okay with patting yourself on the back, clapping for yourself, on those small wins, those big wins, because everybody would not go with you. The people who we are used to being around, the circle who we grown with, sometimes when you decide to break free and go down this road, this path that you see no one else on, you may find yourself cheering for yourself. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. It's something that has to be said, because we often don't take that road less traveled because there's really not a lot of people on that road. And sometimes at the beginning of that path, there will be some shedding going on. There will be some cleansing of people in your life to get you unstuck, I would say. So sometimes when you get on that path, I could just imagine like this line. You know how you have the start line to a race, and you have so many people at the start line, but then you take off. And once you take off, you're no longer right next to someone. You're either ahead of somebody or you're just a few behind, but you are on your own, by yourself in that moment, okay? And so that's just how we are in our journeys. You have some people who may be a little bit ahead. You may have some people who may be just a little bit behind you, far behind you, whatever the case is. But even in your area of just isolation, you have to be comfortable with patting yourself on the back. You have to be comfortable with whatever God is guiding you to do, because if we all listen to God, we will all be doing something different. We won't all just be working a 9 to 5. We won't all just be, entertaining madness, entertaining BS. So it's okay to travel the road less traveled. You will be there alone for a minute. And then after you shed and cleanse from the people who you need to cleanse from, and once you get that moment alone and you become okay within that moment alone, God will introduce you to like-minded people. God will, and it may not be a group of people, okay? Because when you get to a certain place, you realize I can't really entertain all these people. I really don't want to entertain all these people, so you get to that point, and whatever you are and however you are, you're going to receive your community. You're going to receive your tribe of people who is somewhat like you, or who is just simply non-judgmental, all right? And so when you are going down your journey, you will notice how things will change. You will change. You will glow. I'm looking at myself now and I'm like, thinking to myself in my head, I'm like, dang, you have this glow about yourself, because you will then be comfortable with who you are. You'll be comfortable with allowing people to be who they are. I made a post the other day about distancing yourself and just truly allowing people to be who they are in your life, or not, because you want the same. You want people to allow you to be who they are. So, you want people to allow you to be who you are. And with that being said, if you are allowing people to be who they are, and what you're doing, if you are waking up every day intentionally choosing yourself, intentionally healing, intentionally being positive and mindful, and setting your boundaries, if how you are is not inspiring the people in your life to grow, to evolve, and to change, then with love, you have to distance yourself, okay? Because when we refuse to let go of the people in our lives, we remain stuck in the cycle right along with them. And if you feel this urge, this push that, dang, what they're doing is just really not where I'm at in life, if you feel like you cannot get away from that, you will be stuck in a cycle where God will constantly remind you of why you need to leave. God will constantly show you who this person is in your life and how they're not pouring into you from a positive place. Okay? So there are people that we get comfortable with, and we don't feel comfortable separating ourselves for whatever reason. And well, one of the reasons that I know for sure is how we come up. We've been groomed to please other people. We've been groomed to not think of ourselves in negative situations. We've been groomed to, think of other people and being okay with their actions, even if it's not pouring into us a positive way, an inspiring way. We just allow ourselves to be stuck around people who are not growing, and so then we won't grow. So you have to get to a point in life where you take charge of who you have in your life and how you want people to pour into you. It's okay to distance yourself with love, and it's not your problem to rub their head or rub their shoulder when they feel a way about you leaving. If you want to grow, sometimes you have to leave certain situations to grow. That's why divorces happen. That's why breakups happen. That's why friendships end. That's why things come to a cycle where it just ends. And you have to sometimes grieve it and let it go. Sometimes when people tell me that they've had to leave a situation, and they tell me about the situation, I'm like, oh my God, what a blessing. What a blessing, because when we do finally get to a place of leaving, we've been through it all. We've gave chance after chance after chance, right? God kept showing us, right? Your spirit kept telling you, this is not where it's at. This is not where I'm supposed to be. But somehow we feel like we're in a place where we can fix people. We can get them to change by being a certain way, or telling them what we need from them. And that is just not how it works. It don't work like that. And when you have to break away from a situation, sometimes you have to break away to heal and get yourself together. Because honestly, when we are attached to negativity and toxic environments, it's something about us that we need to change. It's a confidence we have to grow to become. It's a healing that we need to do, because it's something within us that attracts us to this type of environment. So sometimes when we break away from certain situations and we go through our season of isolation, that's our time to do our inner work. The why are we like this? The why do we need this in our life? Or why do we feel like we need this? And it mostly stems from a root situation. And our root situations starts from when we were kids. Our root trauma starts from when we were kids. And I talk about I don't really talk about chakras that much, but I'm very into it, okay? And I have knowledge about that. But it's the foundational spaces in our bodies. It's that foundational energy that we've been traumatized with, and it's living in us. That trauma is living within us. And so we attach to certain things because that's how it was within our family coming up. When we people please, when we get abused, when we're verbally abused, or when we were treated with so much control over us as kids, we didn't have the freedom to, ask questions, speak our minds in a respectful way even, So a lot of that stems from the root thing. So we have to separate ourselves from that, because the people who we are around most likely remind us of our family and friends coming up. So you have to break away from that and go through your season of isolation. And during your season of isolation, that is just you getting in touch with you. You're connecting to the God within you. You're connecting your spirit and waking your spirit up to heal those wounds, to understand why you do the things the way that you do. And it's nothing wrong with you. We're all healing. But we have to get to a place where we are waking up, choosing ourselves, choosing to not be how we were groomed to be, choosing to do something different, choosing to be bold. That's what this lifestyle is all about, breaking free of the bondage of the trauma that you've endured. And it does not always have to be sexual trauma. It's neglect, it's abandonment, it's verbal abuse, it's physically being abused, emotionally. A lot of us kids were sexually abused and emotionally abused because we weren't allowed to express our emotions. We wasn't allowed to cry. We was told, to be big kids, be big boys, be big girls. But I'm a big girl and I cry a lot. I'm crying tears that I was supposed to cry when I was 7, 8, 9, even younger probably. Okay? So it's so much within us that we have to release. And not even just as kids, even as adults, as teenagers, as we grow, as we've grown up, the things that we had to instill in us, because we were taught to suppress our emotions, right? We were taught to be strong. Being strong is such a heavy burden, okay? Being strong is such a heavy burden. And I was having this conversation with my friend this morning, and I was like, because we are so like-minded, I'm so glad God blessed me with her, because I went through my season of isolation. I went through my seasons of why God, I ain't got no friends. But once I went through my season of isolation, found myself, and, began my work, God eventually brought her along. But we was just having a conversation. We talk about our kids a lot. But we was just talking about how we are raising our kids and how, our culture had this slave ship mentality. And I was like, it's weird that how, how people talk to their kids and whoop their kids and do these things, when I kind of compared it to slavery. I wasn't born during that time, but just the stories that I hear about, the verbal abuse, the physical abuse, and how that ancestrally, I can't say that right now, but how it went through the bloodlines, and we went through that, and we're actually healing from our bloodline situation, our ancestral slavery issues, and we're putting that off on our kids too. People are whipping their kids like they got whipped back in the day. People are talking to their kids like they gotten talked to by the... We have to break free from that. We have to break free. So even on my journey, what I'm doing does not look like what most people who I know is doing. And I'm okay with it. I am confident. It took me a minute too. And that's the thing. It's a part of growth. It takes time. It takes time. But I told my daughter this the other day. I'm so glad and blessed that she's getting this version of me. She's 9. Because even though, I come from a place where I used to then give her she was young at the time too, so she really didn't experience. She saw just a lot of me going through my pain, me going through my trauma, and me raising her with that. So now I instill in her self-love. I'm teaching her about self-love, because you don't have to people please me. You don't. I need you to be honest with me, and I need you to be honest with yourself. We are in a place of walking with truth. And so being that I allow my daughter to, ask me questions, I allow her to express her raw emotions, which can be a lot sometimes, but I make space for that. I ask God for space to be able to, make space for her, because sometimes my capacity isn't wide open. You know what I'm saying? But I wake up every day and I'm doing it. Okay? And I hope that I inspire you to do the same. Okay? This video probably was all over the place, but it's okay to do what you're doing and you see no one else doing it. Okay? Pat yourself on the back for being bold, for being a leader. Okay? Pat yourself on the back for allowing God to lead you. Pat yourself on the back for having the faith that where you're going is abundant, because you decided to do something different, because you decided to trust God, because you decided to not just lean on what you were groomed to do, even though your spirit told you that's not right. Continue to be inspired by your spirit. Continue to allow your spirit to move you, to guide you, because that's why we were gifted with the spirit. So wake your spirit up. Okay? It's not for nothing. It's not for nothing. Take charge of your life. All praise to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Praise be to the Father God. Okay? Praise be. All right? Live out loud. Love yourself. Love your people. Okay? And also put out the energy that you want to receive. Put out good love. Put out good positive love. It's only, it only gets better from there. All right. So I'm going to end it right here. So enjoy your day or night whenever you're watching this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out my website. Check out my social medias. It's in the description. And don't forget that I am running a 20% off sale on all my products until the end of this month. So you got a couple more days. Got a couple more days. Go be love. Go be light. Go be peace, so that you can receive love, light, peace. Peace.